Hello neighbor, this is Curt with Etrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the Kuat Piston SR bike rack for one bike, and we're going to see how it fits with our 2025 Mazda CX-30. So if you've been looking for a single bike carrier that is going to be very versatile as far as the type of bikes you can put on it, have a really high weight capacity in case you have an e-bike, and is extremely easy to load and unload your bike from, the Kuat Piston SR might be the bike rack for you. So it is wheel mounted. It's mounted through these brackets on both the front and the back wheel. They're going to ratchet it more tightly and kind of sandwich the bike together and make it immobile here on the rack. It's got a brace on it that is going to allow you to adjust for different wheel diameters. And generally speaking, wheel-mounted bike racks don't allow you to use bikes with fenders. However, there is an available strap kit for the Piston SR that will allow you to use this with fenders, and it's available right here at etrailer.com. Now, Kuat has gone an extra step in security as well. In order to secure your bike onto the rack, there is an integrated cable lock that's located in this channel. It will anchor and lock into place right here in the center of the bike rack, and it's going to be key to like to the included locking hitch pin that is going to lock your bike rack into your hitch. So you are going to get double security for your bike and for your bike rack. So as far as how it fits onto the CX30, just for reference, the bike that we have on here today is going to be a bike with a large frame. It also has 15-inch handlebars, so you can use that to scale how your bike would fit on here. But we've got plenty of space between the vehicle and the bike itself. Even on a rougher terrain, I'm really not feeling like I'm in any danger of these coming into contact with each other. So we got good spacing on the bike between the vehicle, but as with any hitch bike rack, we are going to have some obstructions visually in the back. Other drivers are not going to really be able to fully see our taillights. They're going to have some partial obstruction as well as our license plate, and it's going to be partially obstructed coming out of our rear camera. So it's important to understand what kind of footprint this is going to leave behind your bumper. So for the bike rack itself, we're going to measure that basically to where the end of our piston handle comes to. So if I can get that measurement, you're looking at having about 15.5 inches extra that you're going to have to account for back here. If we're including this pedal, because these are some large pedals as well, we're at about 17.25. So just keep in mind, you got about 1.5 feet extra behind your bumper back here that you are going to have to account for whenever you're backing into a tighter space or trying to parallel park. The other thing we want to take a look at is our ground clearance. Now, the hitch on the CX30 does stay a little bit low to the ground. There is no rise in the shank to this, but it does keep the bike and the bike rack close to the bumper. But it's still a good idea to understand just what kind of ground clearance you're going to get. And with this, we're going to have an 11-inch ground clearance. So we want to keep that in mind whenever we're approaching a steep incline or driveway. Now, I'd also mentioned that the Piston SR does have a 100-pound capacity for your bike. So if you have one of those heavier e-bikes or whatever your bike weighs, just make sure you're going to be comfortable getting it up and down from this height. And what we'll have is a height of about 15 inches. So if you're comfortable getting your bike up and down 15 inches, however much it weighs, this shouldn't be an issue for you. However, if that does sound a little high, or if you do have one of those heavier bikes, there is a ramp that's available for purchase separate from the Piston SR. It's available right here at etrailer.com, and you can use that to load and unload those heavier bikes. Now, one of the things about this bike rack that people really like is the ease of operation in order to get your bike on or off the bike rack itself. All you got to do is come over here, and you just really need to pop down this handle. It will release through this piston right here. And if I'm using my ramp, I'm going to end up depressing it and folding it all the way down. It's going to allow me to attach my ramp on this end and roll it off. Now, the ramp does attach to either the front or the back end, passenger driver's side. Really just depends on your parking situation. But that kind of versatility really helps because you don't have to figure out a good place to park in order to use your ramp. You can use it on either side of the bike rack. So with the front brace unlocked, we can come around here to the back. We're just going to release that as well while we hold on to it here. And at this point, if it is something that you're just lifting down, just roll it back a little bit, clear that front brace, and then remove the bike. Now with the bike off the rack, we could either store it or hit the trail. So with the bike removed, now all we have to do is ratchet our braces down. There's a little latch here that's going to keep it in place. And once we've secured both of our braces, we're ready to drive off without the bike. So if we want to keep this in the hitch, even when we're not carrying a bike, keeping it down like this, we're going to have that same 15 or 16 inches back here that we're going to have to be careful of, but we're going to gain a lot of visibility. Other drivers are going to see our license plate and our taillights clearly, and we're going to have a clear view out of our rear view camera. So that's just going to make it generally safe for everyone. So if after watching this video you decide that the Piston SR is the right bike rack for you and your CX30, and you get it and you have the opportunity to use it, please let us know what you think about it in the comments below. Sharing your experience with other neighbors just like you can help them make the best decision for themselves. Once again, this is Curt with Etrailer. Thanks for stopping by.